Okay, so I want to look at MAGA and electric vehicles. And then I want to look at Tesla. Because Donald Trump came out and said he has to endorse electric vehicles because of the Musk endorsement, which that Musk interview, which also we'll also look at that too. So first we'll look at MAGA and electric vehicles. Will they embrace it because Donald Trump has said so? The justice flips up. That's probably speaking of something else, but anyway. Will they endorse it? Will they endorse electric vehicle? Embrace, not endorse, electric vehicles. The Knight of Wands, that's progression, that's moving forward, taking charge of a situation there. The Sun, that's confirmation and a yes. The Four of Wands, that's a yes too. And then the Queen of Wands. And the Six of Cups. Okay, so I think that if he said eat yellow snow, they'd eat yellow snow. So it's, listen, you'll get some, of course, that are the F-150 fans that I need a truck and I'm not buying nothing else other than that. But there are some who will embrace the other side. This is the Queen of Wands, though lacks detail. She's a very strong go-getter, but she lacks detail. And so there may be some people who just jump on the bandwagon because he said so. Okay. So is he hurting, rumor has it, that he is hurting Tesla stock, or Musk is because he endorsed Donald Trump. So is that true? Is he hurting the stock of Tesla? So let's see. Situation is the Judgment. Yeah, this is your thoughts, your judgment calls, your ability to make judgment calls. So you can tie that into leadership, even though this isn't a leadership card, but you can tie such a thing into that. The warning, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this romance, if you will. The Knight of Cups is about romance and offers being made, very attractive ones even. So there's some sort of courting here with the judgment calls in the date card that, yes, it is actually affecting. Here, readers note the Ace of Cups, that person, and the outcome, Three of Swords. There's some pain and betrayal. Yes, it is not, it's not a good thing. Judgment, it's not a good thing. The Three of Swords, people are starting to break away from things Elon is associated with because he seems to be spiraling as well, which is what happens the closer you get to Donald Trump and you start to smell the high. Well, let's see about this interview. Did it help Donald Trump at all? Apparently it was disastrous. 1.3 million people, I believe, watched it. Twitter has a usage of 393 million, so it doesn't seem like quite the majority there. But did it help his campaign any? Let's see. Blue Celtic Cross here. Did it help him any? The Two of Wands. There's plans challenged by the Hierophant. No. The Hierophant is about morals and traditions, conformity, that type of thing. This may have felt a bit unhinged or unconventional, because the Hermit doesn't like unconventional things. It likes things to be so, because there's a rule system put into place, which is why I use this card for government. It has a set of rules that are very hard to change. The church and the government both share that, which is why I use it for the government too. So, but this is outside of the norms. Here is the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is also a blueprint card, because this is your plans. This is the foundation of what you're about to build. Here, things can go wrong or go right, depends on how you start. So when you have your Two of Wands as your foundation, as your blueprint, things are supposed to go this way, you know. And then there's the Hierophant, which is also very rigid. Things are supposed to go this way. It seems as though this was not something that was viewed as traditional, or it may have come across as unhinged. I didn't see it, of course, naturally. The Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is theft, schemes, bad ideas. There was some sort of ulterior motive here, too. I don't know exactly. But the Seven of Swords has a deeper thing going on. Because the person is not just stealing. They disguise themselves in order to steal. And so here with the Seven of Swords, Donald, I don't know what he said within there, but there's basically some lies. I mean, if he opens his mouth, he's lying. So the King of Cups in the past here, again, I think I don't know how many times he mentioned Biden, but there's a King of Cups there. In the past, the thoughts burden. He's having a hard time. He's having a very hard time. Because, I mean, you're running against the old man that didn't do very well at the debates, they said. Again, he didn't do well at the beginning, not the whole thing. But he didn't do well at the debates, and then his own side pressured him to drop out, and then next thing you know, your entire strategy is upheavaled. And then you have your sideshow assassination attempt, and then next thing you know, the Olympics. And so your thunder is continually stolen, so he's not doing the best. But CNN and MSNBC are trying to help you, so there's that. The moon, did it help? No. This is the future. It caused some uncertainty, which means I think it hurt, actually, instead of helped. Because again, it may have looked unconventional. Or it's not like, this wasn't like him type of thing. Because again, the Hierophant is not wavering. It is what it is type of thing. These are the rules. Hangman, perspective changes. Also some sacrifice, self-sacrifice, but perspective changes and being stuck and stagnant in the word of your thoughts and your feelings, both stuck. You know, it's interesting that he's got a campaign, but the campaign has no real strategy. This is a strategic card too, the Seven of Swords. In order to pull off a theft of some sort, you must have some sort of strategy, exit strategy, entrance strategy. Strategy once you're actually inside, and in all these different types of things, it takes a strategy for the Seven of Swords. That's its positive sense. So if you ever get such a card, and it's not speaking of theft, it's speaking of strategy. You have to have a strategy of some sort, or you must disguise something. But here, Ten of Wands is a burden, and the Hangman can be, but not always. The hangman can be a burden because you are supposed to, this person put themselves in this situation. That's where the self-sacrifice comes from. It's the story of how Odin hung himself from the tree so that he could learn the runes. Runes were not something that he knew intuitively. He had all this other knowledge, but he just did not have that. And so he hung himself from Yggdrasil, which is the world tree, so that he could learn and peer into the 9 worlds and all that type of stuff. So there's a sacrifice element to this. But the reason this can become a burden is because you're supposed to be in a suspended state so that you can learn, so that you can be enlightened, which is another key word for the hangman, is to be enlightened. But you also have to be aware of something that you don't know. It's like, oh, I don't know how to do such and such. Okay, let me take some time. Let me pause, which is what that is. Let me pause. Let me read. Let me research. Let me do this. Let me do that. That way I can be enlightened going forward. So it's self-sacrifice. You sacrifice something, time, money, information, energy, something in order to gain something else, enlightenment. So if you're not in a position where you are aware of something you don't know, then you are stuck and constantly stuck. The 10 of Wands, this person knows they have to get these 10 wands up the hill, but they are not in a position where they are realizing they're doing it the wrong way. And so it's not a benefit for you to just constantly bang your head against the wall. This is wisdom too. And that's his challenge. This was not the smartest thing to do. The 7 of Swords, again, can be a certain kind of wisdom as well, because it's a strategy. So you have all of these wisdom cards, which the King of Cups is also a very wise person. That's your motivator, your preacher, if you will. So you have these wisdom cards, and that kind of thing is being ignored at the moment because of various reasons, because it's Donald Trump, so why learn anything? And then, with all that wisdom happening there, you have the moon. The moon is the opposite. The moon is profound ignorance, but it's confusion. It's plots and mysteries and deviousness, and it's not trusting your own intuition and things of that nature. So he may be heeding some sort of call from his desire to be popular instead of the wisdom within. In the environment is the 3 of Wands. He's kind of waiting on the shoe to drop. He's looking forward to something. He's anticipating possibly a loss. I'm just going to say it that way. The 4 of Wands, that's his hopes to be victorious, that this interview helped. And then the 4 of Cups, a realization that it didn't. He can have all the people in the world follow him around and tell him everything is great, but he knows. He knows. I'm going to do one more read here. One more. Because I'm going to do this in kind of a Lenormand method too. I'm going to find the card and then the 2 in front of it and the 2 behind it. In his tableau, there was the tower. This was months and months ago. Not the last one I did, but I think it was a couple before that. It showed the tower, naturally, and it showed a public breakdown that he would, because Tower was in-house temperance, if I'm not mistaken, at that point. And temperance is about sobriety, it's about moderation, healing from trauma. And then he has the tower in it, which means he breaks down in front of people. And temperance is also the house of therapy or mental well-being as well for me. So it's like a complete destruction, but it's public. And so I want to look and see, are we seeing that now, or is it still yet to come? Or am I just reading it wrong? Because that could be that too, mind you. Because there's a lot of nuance in his life. Political readings are not the easiest in the world. There's so many different energies and actors and factors. Like your personal lives and your personal readings are so much more easier because they're not this complicated. So let's see. Donald Trump public breakdown. Will it happen? Is it happening? Because mind you, he gets on stage, he can't get his words together, and so forth and so forth. So, Tower. Where art thou, Tower? Tower is judgment. Pentacle. Lovers. 10 of Pentacles. The Tower. So here we'll take the 2 in front and the 2 behind. Okay. Is it happening? The 5 of Swords, the Chariot, the Tower, the 3 of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. So, the 5 of Swords is defeat. The Chariot is usually a card of victory, but not so much here. The Tower is the Tower, the 3 of Cups, and the 7 of Wands, community defense. This could be his rally. That could be him defending right there afterwards. And in this card, I made it, he's wearing the rainbow suit. It's supposed to be a gay man, and here is the church defending himself against the religion. And so he could be defending himself against a crowd of some sort. The 3 of Cups is his community. Here with the 5 of Swords and the Chariot, something goes awry, to where he has to come out and make some sort of statement. He has to come out in front of whoever these people are, more than likely his supporters, 3 of Cups, his community, and make some sort of statement about what they just saw. 5 of Swords, defeat. This is also a card of teamwork, upheaval, group defense. They buy it, so all's not lost, but there is some sort of public breakdown, or with the public breakdown, there is some sort of defense. Starts in defeat, though. Well, as I say, we shall see.